Bamburgh Castle is a castle on the northeast coast of England by the village of Bamburgh in Northumberland, and it is a Grade 1 listed building. The site was originally the location of a Celtic Brittonic fort known as Dingarry, and may have been the capital of the kingdom of Bernicia from its foundation circa 420 to 547. After passing between the Britons and the Anglo-Saxons 3 times, the fort came under Anglo-Saxon control in 590. The fort was destroyed by the Vikings in 993, and the Normans later came to build a new castle on the site, which forms the core of the present one. After a revolt in 1095, supported by the castle's owner, it became the property of the English monarch. In the 17th century, financial difficulties led to the castle deteriorating, but it was restored by various owners during the 18th and 19th centuries, and it was finally bought by the Victorian-era industrialist William Armstrong, who completed its restoration. The castle still belongs to the Armstrong family and is open to the public. Built on the Dolerite outcrop, the location was previously the home of a fort of the indigenous Celtic Britons known as Dingarry, and may have been the capital of the kingdom of Bernicia, the realm of the Gododin people, from the realm's foundations of 420 to 547, the year of the first written reference to the castle. In that year, the citadel was captured by Anglo-Saxon ruler Ida de Bernicia and became Ida's seat. The castle was briefly retaken by the Britons from his sons Hussa during the War of 590 before being retaken later the same year, in circa 600. Hussa's successor, Athelfrith, passed it on to his wife Biba, from whom the early name Bamburgh was derived. Vikings destroyed the original fortifications in 993. The Normans built the new castle on the site, which forms the core of the present one. William II unsuccessfully besieged it in 1095 during a revolt supported by its owner, Robert de Mowbray, Earl of Northumbria. After Robert was captured, his wife continued the defence until coerced to surrender by the king's threat to blind her husband. Bamburgh then became the property of the reigning English monarch, Henry II, probably built the keep as it was complete by 1164. Following the siege of Acre in 1191, and as its reward for his service, King Richard I appointed Sir John Foster the first governor of Bamburgh Castle. Following the defeat of the Scots at the Battle of Neville's Cross in 1346, King David II was held a prisoner at Bamburgh Castle. During the civil wars at the end of King John's reign, the castle was under control by Philip de Oldcoats. In 1464, during the War of the Roses, it became the first castle in England to be defeated by artillery, and at the end of the 9-month siege by Richard Neville, the 16th Earl of Warwick, the Kingmaker, on behalf of the Yorkists. The Forster family of Northumberland continued to provide the Crown with successive governors of the castle until the Crown granted ownership, or a lease according to some sources, of the church and the castle to another Sir John Forster in the mid-1500s, after the dissolution of the monasteries. The family retained ownership until Sir William Forster died 1700s, was posthumously declared bankrupt, and his estates, including the castles, were sold to Lord Crewe, Bishop of Durham, and husband of his sister Dorothy, under the Act of Parliament to settle the debts in 1704. Crewe placed the castle in the hands of the Board of Trustees, chaired by Thomas Sharp, Archdeacon of Northumberland. Following the death of Sir Thomas Sharp, leadership of the Board of Trustees passed to John Sharp, Thomas Sharp's son, who refurbished the castle keep and courtrooms and established a hospital on the site in 1894. The castle was bought by the Victorian industrialist William Armstrong, who completed the restoration. During the Second World War, pillboxes were established in the sand dunes to protect the castle and surrounding area from German invasion. And in 1944, a Royal Navy corvette was named HMS Bamburgh Castle after the castle. The castle still remains in the ownership of the Armstrong family. After the war, the castle became a Grade 1 listed property. The description included this comment about the status of the building in 1952 and its history. The castle divided into apartments, ruinous when acquired by Lord Crewe in 1704 and made habitable after his death by Dr. Sharp, acquired by Lord Armstrong, who had extensive restoration and rebuilding of a high quality by C.J. Ferguson, 1894 to 1904, squared, sandstone and ashlar. About 9 miles to the south of the point of the coastal land is the ancient fortress of Dunstanburgh Castle, and about 5 miles to the north is Lindisfarne Castle on Holy Island, and about 16 miles to the south is Alnwick Castle, home of the Duke of Northumberland. Air quality levels at Bamburgh Castle are excellent due to the absence of industrial sources in the region. Sound levels near the north-south road passing the Bamburgh Castle are in a low range in the daytime. Nearby are breeding colonies of Arctic and common terns on the inner Farne Islands, and of the Atlantic puffin, European shag and razorbill on Staple Island. Archaeology excavations were started in the 1960s by Brian Hope Taylor, who discovered the gold plaque known as the Bamburgh Beast, as well as the Bamburgh Sword. Since 1996, the Bamburgh Research Project has been investigating the archaeology and the history of the castle and Bamburgh area. The project has concentrated on the fortress site and the early medieval burial ground at Bow Hole, to the south of the castle. During the excavations, Bow Hole between 1998 and 2007, the remains of 110 individuals from the 7th and 8th century were discovered in that graveyard. Finally, in 2016, they were moved into a crypt of St Aidan's Church in Bamburgh. The crypt can be viewed by visitors through a small gate. The castle's laundry room features Armstrong and Aviation Artifacts Museum, with exhibits about Victorian industrialist William Armstrong and Armstrong Whitworth, and the manufacturing company that he founded. Displays include engines, artillery, weaponry, and aviation artifacts from 2 world wars.